Okay, so there's 4 questions there. Around the Pebble, how would you utilise it, and would you have it student-led, or would you have it as part of the student union? Apart from the Pebble, how are you going to improve communications between campuses, the consequences of houses of multiple occupancy being essentially monitored by the government, and developing the community rep scheme? I'm going to give you 1 minute 20, because I realise there are 4 questions. I've added one in. And I'll give you a warning at 1 minute, and we're literally just going to go along from here that way first of all. So I'll give you a warning at 1 minute, and away you go.
Hi guys, like I said, I am one of the people on the Pebble. One of the things that I'm doing at the minute is getting Pebble cards made, which basically will be, for example, if you're in Eastbourne, if you're in Hastings, you get specific discounts that are different to the NUS stuff. So it'll be literally specific to each one. And also, like I said, I was talking to Burst at Hastings, setting up radio on each platform. Also, the Broadcast Society and Hastings obviously have video stuff. But again, every single platform for each one. Also, one of the things, we had a focus group for the Pebble. That didn't really work out so well. So I spoke to the Marketing Society, and they're going to do a campus-wide big search to find out exactly what you want in it. I appreciate your comment about it. It is crap. We all know. We're more than aware, believe me. We're trying very hard to make it better. What was the second question, sorry?
Comms between campuses.
Comms between campuses. Yeah, definitely. As obviously with the new structure, it will be a person on each campus telling the new person exactly what's going on. But from a personal perspective, I want to introduce, for example, for the SABs, live streaming in the offices all the time.
20 seconds.
Oh, great. Obviously, loads of virtual video stuff. In terms of the...
How's the multiple occupancy?
Yeah, one of the things I want to do is have like a student forum, which will basically be a hierarchy of all the good and bad places to go for. So obviously when this new stuff comes in, we will have a thing in place, and also the...
Community
reps. I basically want to do a... instead of trying to save the whole world, just your neighbours. That would be the way I want to go with it, because instead of... It's kind of hard trying to save the whole of Brighton.
That's time.
You only interact with your neighbours.
Time. Okay. You can tackle them in any particular order as well, should you so wish. And you have 1 minute 20. Away you go.
With the Pebble, I think it should stay student run. We should all have the opportunity to work for them. I've had people ask me, say, oh, how do I get involved? And I say, well, look online and you can email in. But then they go and print sort of spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, and not even including some society information that's very relevant when there's one yearly performance for drama. So we need to get the right people in working for the Pebble. The campus...
communications between campuses.
Communications between campuses. There's going to be a rep in each campus reporting back to the main person, which would be one of us. I physically go to these campuses and talk to students myself. It shouldn't just be reporting to that person. You might not like that person. You don't know who they are. You submit your questions, whether it's on Facebook, social networking, Twitter, anything. Next question.
HMOs? How's the multiple occupancy?
The housing system, the landlords want us to rent houses off them. They need us to carry on living there, so they want money off us. They're going to have to get planning permission.
And community reps?
Community reps, we should get involved with the community. I think also taking policies to the local MPs and to community support officers. We all need to get involved. With the citizens of Brighton as well as
and
just
that's
students.
Time. Okay, you have 1 minute 20. Away you go.
Okay, so with the Pebble, I definitely think it should be student run. I think we need to find a way of making sure that there's something for everybody in there. That could be by having research news, for having facility news, sports news, which I know is already in there, but just make sure that there's information for everybody, which is of interest to all students. And the next question was...
Comms between campuses?
Comms between campuses. Definitely, I think we need to make sure that the rep for each campus is known to all students, and they're not just somebody who is sort of behind closed doors. And whichever one of us gets elected, make sure that they're out there on the front line, they're visiting all of the different campuses, and they have a good reputation in the campus, that they know the person that they're working with, all the different reps. With the housing one, obviously there's more students at this university that need houses, so
20 seconds.
going to have to find a way of coming to some agreement, making sure that there is enough houses for everybody. It could be done through forums, etc. And the last one?
Community reps.
Community reps. I think making it more publicised so that more people know about it, so we can make it bigger, so we can get to a wider area of Brighton, and try and find people who need our help.
That's time. Thank you very much. Yeah. Guys, if you can, I just want to say, if you can settle down when people are talking, if you can actually not talk while they are, it'd be much appreciated. If you want to talk, you can go outside. Thanks very much. Go.
I think with the Pebble, obviously it's developing over this time, so I'm not sure what the position is going to be in September, especially with the design of the Pebble logo. But I definitely think the main problem with the Pebble is that it needs to be on each campus at the same time. For example, Hastings don't get it until a month later, so I think that definitely needs to be improved and its relevance, as well as getting more student participation. For example, you can write in whenever you want. I once wrote an article in the Pebble, but not a lot of students know how to go about that. So I think raising a lot of more awareness.
Communication between campuses.
I think also communication between campuses, we need to get up to date with technology. In my manifesto, I have included about Burst Radio and streaming it across all campuses, playing it in cafes. At the moment, I think a lot of you didn't even know that Burst existed, so promoting it heavily would be also very important.
Community reps?
Again, promoting that. I think a lot of you students probably want to get involved, so promoting that. Probably focusing on an area that you want and just basically being active about it, actually going out there instead of just planning it.
And housing.
Housing, I'm not sure, but I think that probably needs more of a plan, more knowledge into it. So I think planning it and just learning more information will help. I'm not sure about that one, but definitely if I gain more information.
Time. Thank you. And away you go.
Okay, so with the housing situation, this basically involves the idea that this theory of studentification, which means someone thinks that when there's a high density of students living in an area, there's shops closing down, there's pubs closing down, the area becomes a bit of a ghost town. Look at Brighton, this is so obviously not the case. If this was to pass, it would mean that students being pushed into smaller and smaller areas, into worse. Getting a house already is a ridiculous situation. Like in the last couple of weeks, you just have to run to the first house you can find. You end up living in a complete shithole, and it's a ridiculous way to do it. This will only be worse if this is pushed through. This is where campus reps need to, community reps need to come in. They need to show that students aren't these like dirty little things that are being made out to be, and just made a better kind of view of students in general. As for cross-campus communications, this is where the Pebble needs to come in. It needs to show what students' reps are doing, what the VPs are doing, if they're living up to what they're saying they're going to do. This feeds into Burst as well, and the UBSU site needs to be completely updated to show that reps are actually doing what they say they're doing, and that they're all very visible and completely transparent, and everyone knows what's going on with them.
Okay, thank you very much. And last but by no means least, first question is about the Pebble, how you utilise it, student-led or student union involved. Away you go.
Right, the Pebble, as you can read in my manifesto, I want to keep it student-run. The only thing is I think it's really useful if there's someone that oversees everything. So someone can actually deal with their section without having to worry about dealing with everybody else's crap, basically. Cross-campus communication, I'm physically going to actually go to Hastings and Eastbourne every month, whether, obviously, wherever the need is. If they want me to go monthly, I'll go monthly. If they want me to go weekly, I'll be there weekly. Even if this means me sitting in the cafe and you physically coming and talking to me, I'll come round to you, talk to you, see what is affecting you and see what I can do to shake it up. Housing. Yeah, basically, as everybody else has said, housing in Brighton is, it's pretty crap, mostly. Even if it means working with Sussex to have a sort of massive generated system where we can see whether landlords are actually doing their bit, or they're not. At the end of the day, they're not going to get as high a rent unless they've got this
20
planning
seconds.
permission. So it's in their interest to get our money. So by working with maybe Sussex, hopefully that we can sort something out there. Community reps. This is a really good system for us, which needs further encouragement. Not everybody knows about it, so by just publicising that even more, hopefully we can get more people involved and get some more action. Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much.